All right. Welcome to the Drinkstream, you magnificent.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. We got the camera. You guys can hear us?
Yes.
Yes?
Why do I look shorter in this view of the camera?
Hold on.
What are you doing there?
It's a better channel than ours, is what you got going right now.
Oh, okay.
How you guys doing? It's good to see you. Speaking of goodness, I was commenting to Daniel. I never talk about the weather. It's Texas. It's always hot. This morning, it's fantastic. Perfect. Beautiful. Gorgeous. A little chill, just to nip you up just a little bit.
Man, can you imagine if I really was this skinny but this much taller than you? I might get blown over in the wind.
That's about how much more height I have on you.
Yeah.
This is really intimidating.
That's weird, isn't it?
I suddenly have so much sympathy for you.
All right, what are we drinking?
Yes, what are we drinking?
So we didn't put anything on our glass yet because we just couldn't decide.
Mm.
So thoughts?
Let's do. We got the whiskey.
Daniel with the party girl voice.
Redbreast 12.
This is me going to that event and
Ardbegs.
yelling at people for 2.5 hours because the music was so damn loud. I'm going for Ardbeg.
Redbreast, Ardbeg, Elmer T. Lee, Eleanor, Oban 14.
Ironically, we don't have any Eleanor in the vault.
Because I'm never going to review it in the vault.
Yeah.
We should at least put it on. Can you put it on the shelf?
No, we'll put it in here so other people can compare it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Redbreast 32.
Yeah, I know. That's not happening. Nika, I'm looking for a repetition.
Do you want?
There's not a lot of repetition.
Because I am starting
for the first time.
The end of my dry week.
Yeah, you are.
We all know how Daniel's dry week is.
I did a full damn week internet.
Daniel's been drunk for 2 days already.
Yeah, because that's how I roll. Oh, yeah, I met one of the people from High West at the event, and they were super cool. We could start with High West.
High West?
You want to do the campfire to really just get right out of the gates?
Okay, yes, right. High West. Speaking of the whiskeys of the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were there to announce the official launch of the Texas Whiskey Association.
I didn't know anybody from our crew was there.
Yeah. And
this is how much they tell me.
I will tell you guys, I made it my goal to go around and talk to all the Texas distilleries that aren't yet in the association.
Oh.
And it was really cool.
So, speaking of, and then I want to jump in a bunch of questions because the nice thing about the drink
campfire, that's really hard
to see. The nice thing about the drink streams is we can actually read comments and we can do a lot of back and forth.
Yes, absolutely.
We're going to definitely do that. But before you get squirreled.
No, I'm just going to try and tell them we're drinking batch 17. It's hard to read that. 17B08.
Yeah, Campfire High West. So I cut out a bunch of stuff from the Tribe episode about the Texas Whiskey Association. One of which we really legally can't talk about. Maybe later in the winter, early winter. But even the things that it exists for right now currently. Right. I cut that out because it was like, it was slow and plodding. But go ahead and get us like the Reader's Digest version. Why does the association exist?
So we founded the Texas Whiskey Association along with 8 other Texas distilleries officially as of last week.
My first sip. Go ahead.
And it exists right now for 2 reasons. One, to help start to wrap definitions around what exactly is Texas whiskey and to begin to give Texas whiskey an actual territorial definition.
Sure.
Because with the goal being that Texas whiskey eventually has the same mind share as the idea that Scottish whiskey is a thing.
So blah, 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 blah. Here's the situation.
Well,
you have other states, other countries even, putting Texas whiskey all over the label, Texas, Taste of Texas, Texas flag, blah, 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 blah. And nothing ever comes from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad people are excited about Texas.
Yeah.
But just have something come from here other than just a generic, meaningless title and name applied to something.
And more importantly, we're trying to help build the community of Texas distilleries as one solid community of people who all work together, work with each other, promote each other, send people around an actual community. Mm-hmm. So the 9 are, I should really have written this down because I always get it wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do it in my head. Us, Garrison. Oh, that's why I left out last time. Us, Garrison, Iron Root Republic, Balcones, Andalusia, Treaty Oak, Still Austin. Uh-oh. I'm doing it again.
Did you do Ranger Creek?
Ranger Creek. Did I do Ranger Creek? And Real Spirits is going to be joining here shortly.
Right.
And
I could get like 3 out of 9, so you're fine.
yeah, am I okay?
You're fine.
I know there's another one.
So we'll talk more about that later. Right now, what we got here? Texas.
Yellow Rose. We've talked to Houston at Yellow Rose, and he's going to be headed that direction for sure at some point soon.
So we got Martin.
Or we're hoping anyway.
Martin Shelvander. How is Rex feeling after the Daniel mess up?
It wasn't a mess
A
up.
mess up.
Yeah.
Oh, so screwed. Well, I just, I'm not going to say I'm an opportunistic person.
Thanks a lot, Wade Candor.
No, Wade's the best. Yes, Wade. Wade, I owe you a drink.
I think Wade just got an honorary secondary Eagle Spirit.
Oh, no. the annals of history, Wade Candor. And that time
Wade is going to be...
he was the catalyst for Rex Month.
Wade, are you going to be like one of the flying monkeys from the...
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're a henchman.
Not a henchman at all. He is... Could he be an honorary demigod?
Honorary demigod. Wow, that jumped us straight to the top.
Dude, anytime you instigate the Rex Month and you're powerless.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. On your heels.
I wonder if Wade gets like peripheral power up, like you can feel it, you know? like Rex's power's growing, like Wade's somewhere going, what? There's a disturbance in the force.
I imagine like Highlander, right? Just
yeah. No, if anyone's wondering what Wade did,
Wade Week.
He managed to capture the shot of me at Texas Whiskey Association.
Totally being sketchy.
During dry week, holding
so
a glass.
Sketchy.
Now, here's the funny thing. I did actually drink whiskey at the whiskey festival, but in that photo, there was water in my glass. Because...
So, it's like if you're going to get caught, at least you get caught with whiskey in the glass.
I know.
Oh, well. What do we got here? Daniel.
He's a whiskey snitch.
The whiskey snitch.
Oh, that's good stuff.
That's legitimately funny. Daniel will forever feel photographs where he is holding whiskey in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And just 4 times a year.
Yeah, for the rest of my life, I'll be walking around and be like, looking, and then I'm like, put it down really quick.
Just have a straw coming up out
yeah.
of your shirt. All right, let's get some questions. What questions do you guys have? Anybody?
Would you consider this to be a good blueprint for other areas of the U.S. to form similar communities of local whiskey?
So there's a reason why it took them years
to
put this together.
Because you have a whole bunch of alpha dogs in one room, all with extremely strong opinions about what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It takes for fucking ever to get things done.
Now, and I said this jokingly.
Mm-hmm.
In the association meeting, whenever they're still talking about forming, and it was headed towards like putting pen to paper. And I said, "You guys realize you've been working on this shit for years. I show up, it's all coming.
3 months later, it comes together." Rex taking all the credit.
They laughed a little.
Yeah, just a little. They didn't really think it was that funny. Yeah. Now I will say the problem with another region is you need to have some kind of a flavor profile that tends to strongly show up in that region. Yeah. And it helps that Texas, then the heat and the high humidity and all these weird combinations.
You get oak.
What the people who attended the grand opening said, they tried all these different Texas whiskeys, and there was absolutely a consistent flavor thing amongst the Texas whiskeys that's completely its own compared to Kentucky bourbons.
Yeah.
So if the
rich,
area,
sweet oakiness.
Yeah, if the area of the U.S. has a dominant weather profile that is dramatically different enough, yes, you absolutely. Now, for example, Arizona couldn't do one and New Mexico couldn't do one, but Arizona and New Mexico together might be able to do one because the flavor of Whiskey Del Bach is a lot like the flavor of Colcagan, both mesquite smoked.
Speaking of, let's try this.
Okay.
Del Bach and Colcagan. You
moved
everything.
So I think there could be a region of Southwest.
Are they still
whiskey.
over here, or did you move?
Yeah, it's in the single malt section. So Del Bach is in the W's.
I'm convinced he moved everything around so I couldn't find bottles.
Oh, that's also definitely true.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Magic Barrel, Illinois, number 2. It's really interesting how many people have different favorites for Illinois.
Oh, all the Colcagans are down in my office.
course they are.
Whoops.
Of course they are. We got.
Well, because that's where
Can't wait for
we were
days.
gifted. Where's our whiskey bill box?
What concert are you going to, Todd James? Give Daniel hewn spirits because of his folly. Damn hobbits.
I can't find it. I can't find the Del Buck.
What happened to the amazing organizational system?
Well, I must have labeled it as not malt whiskey,
right,
which would put it in the W's on the other side of the room.
Hey, remember the I see the 8 Dick whiskey. You want to try that?
I knocked over the helm.
The what?
The helm.
What is that?
The Hobbit helm.
All right. Any progress to report on the Whiskey Quest? Yes. We're actually posting another Whiskey Quest video today. I think I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I was so busy figuring out how to make Rex Month a thing.
Yeah.
That didn't get posted yesterday, but we're going to be posting another next step in a Whiskey Quest today, and that one is going to be for the next part of the single malt of magnificence.
Yeah, no, we have a thing. So we're going to do some video content because we're about to. We ordered the Maris Otter, and we're going to take half of that and deliver it to Ty at Andalusian.
Yes.
And they're going to use Irish peat to peat smoke half of it. Then we're going to bring it back to Acapon Brewery, and we're going to start doing runs.
Right. So Dave Niemeyer, we brought him back to talk about the grain. We got the Maris Otter is going to have some nuttiness, but also the different steps of the process. Isn't it like the fermentation and then what are the other two things?
You've got yeast, mash, and fermentation, and all of the combos of these change.
So basically, the vote is going to come down to what flavors are we trying to accent along with this peat smoke.
Yeah, you're already going to get a little bit of nuttiness. You're only going to get the smoke.
Yeah. So
what else are we going to try to?
Well, I'm hoping at 50% peated. I'm hoping that nuttiness shows up.
Well, I know it should.
We'll see.
It should.
All right. Apparently, the organization is a level 4 Psalm skill. Wait, Ken, they're bringing the damage again.
Yeah. I really don't know what happened. I think I might have gotten pulled for a tasting. All right, let's do a Rimfire. How about
that? Sure, I like Rimfire.
Rimfire is mesquite smoked Texas whiskey. All right, we're doing Ranger Creek Rimfire.
Yeah, we've now is that Ranger Creek guy we've met multiple times? Is he
Dennis? He's it.
He's the head distiller.
He's the dude.
He's the head distiller.
He's the owner.
The owner. Okay, but is he the head distiller?
Yeah, he also distills stuff. I don't know if he's the only guy who's doing it.
All right. Yeah, the Rimfire is my favorite Ranger Creek.
Yeah, me too.
All right, what do we got here?
6-day distillers course at Moonshine University. Do you have an opinion of the program? I do not know anybody who's attended it, but I know some of the people involved, and it seems really cool. My opinion is that it's kind of hard to miss with a lot of education. I would do them all. If I was wanting to be an actual distiller, I would focus more on the actual university's focus on distilling versus just SOM school. Yeah.
So Rimfire after hot sauce. Here's the thing. It's not really fiery, though.
No. You know what it reminds me of? I said this Rimfire tastes like what I remember growing up camping in Texas.
Okay.
So you've got that campfire smoke coming, but you've got the smell of the sweet cedar trees and pine and around you.
More than anything, I get almonds and walnuts. Sweet almonds and walnuts.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Like an almond bread, almond like a pound cake type almond bread, but with a little bit of campfire.
Yeah, actually,
it's really pretty.
The other Ranger Creeks is it's good. It's not bad. This one is really nice.
Yeah. Are we going to do special releases like Douglas Slang? Yeah, we're calling those everything that we make. Because we're making such small quantities. Everything we do is okay, so when we get to the end of a quest, we're going to be so busy creating the next quest.
Right.
The odds of being able to repeat a quest get complicated.
Yes, and Daniel, we're talking about because we got a lot of people who aren't necessarily in the Patreon that would really like to try stuff. Right now, everything that we are making with Deb and the distillery, everything that you guys are voting on at this point, this is all going to be basically making sure everybody in the Patreon has a shot at getting it.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
we'll
that's exactly
open it up to people in the tribe. Now, the at this point, and things are always subject to change. At this point, the thing that's most likely the most likely path for us to get stuff on the shelf is whenever we're doing a partnership, a sourcing, we're doing a collaboration with the distillery that has, a big stockpile of stuff, and then we're doing some unique stuff on our end, and we know we can consistently go to that distillery, that source, get stuff, do our thing, and we know it's going to be there. It's solid. We can get that on the shelf.
Yeah, I will also say too. So 2 quick things. Caleb Blagg. I only have one of the Smuggler's editions. I'll look up what it is. Harry Falkenberg. Thank you for the cigars. My wife and I smoked them this last weekend, and it was awesome. Now, I think part of the voting will at some point be, we loved that so much, should we repeat it?
Yeah.
Right? And should we mass scale some of these things? And at some point, we're going to have to choose some things to try to get the name of our tribe and what we're creating together outside of the tribe. And that's going to involve retail. And I think it's going to end up being us who decides what we think best represents a Tribe Quest accomplishment, if it's scalable.
And then we scale up and try and get it on the retail. Because this has been, one of the earliest plans is whenever we have something on the shelf, it's going to say magnificently designed by, 1,262 magnificent bastards. However many MBs voted on it. So people know this was a community effort to create that exact whiskey and that exact bottle.
The Gallaudets brought all of the Colcagans. That's why they're down in my office. And Gretchen, I saw your comment. As soon as we're done here, I'm headed for Andalusia. And so they're bringing a cast strength Andalusia bottling right now from Andalusia.
Okay.
So we're going to be crossing on the highway as I head south down to Andalusia. No, I'm going down to Andalusia because I need to bring Ty all of the samples of what we blended yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a constant opportunity.
Yeah. Now, what I will say is there's one potential quest.
Do the drop on the highway.
Yeah, just hands out the door.
Lid on the shirt.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Did the mead bottle I left you guys end up with the Austin cork?
No, it was fine. We got it indoors quickly.
Okay. Yeah, the Austin cork pop issue. There's a lot of people in the launch party. The Texas heat, you got to be aware. It's going to lift up the expansion of the air is going to pop some corks if you're not careful. But we did a lens, and we're no longer doing like just the sticker strap over the top.
Yeah, it's just not enough. Called? So now we're doing the shrink wrap capsule over the top that actually keeps it solid.
Sure, so. Which is kind of sort of late since it's no longer hot. But,
so I found out something the other day. For a very reasonable amount of money compared to how much that Royal. Oh, I got news. Squirrel. This is the first time that Rex has heard this. Yeah. And I want to do it in public.
All right.
So that.
Yes. And people think, you guys are doing these announcements.
And we talk a lot.
And you is this plans? Like, no. Like, we're doing our own thing most of the time. Whenever we're together, there's usually a camera involved.
Yeah.
So we're very often telling each other things for the first time.
Remember the Royal Brockla Whiskey Quest?
Yeah, it was like.
And we bought 2 barrels of 13-year-old Royal Brockla.
Oh, much money.
It was so much money.
Oh my God.
It really was. You guys, if you just buy everything that we get from this, we may be okay.
Right.
But just barely. But it was so worth it.
Yes.
When do we get to all together go, let's buy some Scotch whiskey by the barrel?
Some old Scotch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I got a call from Jonathan, and they waited until the whiskey turned 13 before they moved it into a tote for us so that we could actually say it's 13-year-old whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
They went to bottle or dump the second barrel.
Right.
And it was only 20% full because there was a leak. And for the last 13 years, it's been leaking whiskey onto the floor of the aging warehouse.
Wait, do we not buy barrels after they weigh them? Do we
No. We just say we're getting 2 barrels and we're going to select 2 boils of rot. So what they said was, we owe you guys some money, and we're going to refund you. First,
wait, I'm not sure. They don't know how much money this was.
no, they really don't.
I don't know. Like it's just a lot. There's a lot of money. Don't worry about
No, but they told us, right? They said they're going to try really hard to find another barrel that was okay, but if they can't pull that off, then they're just going to refund us all the money from the second barrel.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So
and what we'll get is
a
barrel plus 20% of another barrel.
Oh, wow. So they would do that.
They'll handle it. It's going to be fine.
Oh,
but that limits our options on what we do with that whiskey when we get it back.
Because we no longer have two.
How much we bottle, how much we finish. So if we want to take part of that.
Hold on, just a quick moment. The fact that they stepped up
and told us,
and they took the hit, and they did us the solid, because there's so many people in this world that could say, well, you roll the dice, and sometimes you lose, fellas. No, man, that's huge respect, huge gratitude to, yeah.
So what our original plan was, we're going to bottle half of what came in.
Okay.
We'll proof it down, and we'll just be released a 13-year-old scotch that we can't call scotch. But then we still had some left, and we thought maybe we could vote on how we finish 13-year-old Royal Brockla.
Yeah.
So what that means is the quest for finishing the Royal Brockla half is going to have to involve 5-gallon barrels, because we won't have enough to fill a full-size barrel of the other half.
All right.
But that's fine, because we have a lot of 5-gallon finishing barrel options.
How confident are they? And we're going to look for another barrel to see. Did it sound like they feel like, oh, we'll be able to find another barrel that wasn't super leaky?
They don't know.
They don't know.
They haven't told us yet.
Okay.
So how many bottles? Because we're bottling at 250, a single barrel should get us around 500 to 600 bottles. So that's plenty for everybody to get it in the Patreon to at least get a shot at trying to get one.
Right.
And that leaves us another 500 bottles to try to figure out what we're going to do with, or maybe 300 bottles to figure out what we're going to do with.
I got to do a little Michter's American, man.
Oh, yeah, because we should bottom that down.
Yeah, Michter's American. It's still just really nice. Really nice. You want me to save you some? You bet.
That's really fair. Come on.
Okay.
Really? Look at that. There's just nothing in there.
You want some? You want some? All right.
So James Blue is wondering if favorable reviews on our show move the needle on sales.
Hold on.
Specific
we get in trouble whenever we don't do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was... shattered our glass top, kind of. Yeah.
Man, it's just good, man.
We do have the Pete Heart, but I haven't opened it yet because we're gonna have to do it on the channel. So.
Great questions. Watching from work. Care to drink a Heaven Hill product for me? Now, it was where did the Weddle get a job? Where did the Weddle get a job?
My mind's going blank. Is it Jack Daniels?
No. Was it Heaven Hill?
Tennessee whiskey. No.
Was it Heaven Hill?
Oh, where did he get a job?
Yeah.
Heaven Hill.
He got a job.
Yeah.
So the Weddle is like what, the distillery manager?
He's basically an operations manager. He's overseeing a whole bunch of the infrastructure of whether things get accomplished or not.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers to Mitch Weddle. He was a Cooper. He was in the Cooper episode we did about the anatomy of a whiskey barrel. No longer Cooper. Operations manager at Heaven Hill. And a level something sommelier, which he said absolutely helped him get that job.
William, Pope, and if I'm not mistaken,
I think
and
it's
Sarah.
Pop.
And Sarah. What was the question that I stopped answering and forgot about now? Because I can't remember.
Damn. I gotta get some. Like I got 2 whiskeys in my house. This may be the third. I may need to go get that. All right, we got cognac finish, stolen whiskey, Chad Hawley. Yeah, stolen whiskey. I really like stolen whiskey.
Me too. Because it's got that molasses nose.
Was there some kind of stolen whiskey scandal recently?
No.
No? There wasn't a stolen?
No, they've always been pretty up on about what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did the vault?
Yes, I'm on Destiny 2. No, I'm not gaming with anybody.
Yeah.
I don't game with other people. This is where I travel off to a far, far galaxy, and there's no children. There's no MBs.
That's why I do it.
There's no spouses.
That's why my current favorite
game. And I get my ass handed to me in multiplayer.
By real gamers.
Because I'm not working with anybody else, but I'm just escaping. But a Warlock, man. I got to do the Warlock.
So that's why my preferred game is Red Dead series.
Oh, dude.
And I'm currently replaying it.
Right.
and I'm just finishing the zombie version in preparation for the new release.
Yes, Daniel doesn't game.
Yeah.
Even Daniel's excited about Red Dead 2.
It's pronounced like the flower William Poppy. So the question was, if we review something favorably, does it move the needle on sales?
Have we really followed up on that?
I've never done it.
We don't really have a relationship with to see, hey, how do we do, fellas? It's not the nature of what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have moved the needle because some of these reviews, it's like, oh shit.
Now I can't find it anywhere.
But yeah, we just do our thing, and distilleries either like us or don't.
So I wonder if it really happens, or if it's like, when you buy a new car and then immediately you see your car everywhere on the road now because you're made aware of it, right? And so I wonder if it's like that, where it's like you just saw it on the review and now you're going to look for it and it seems to disappear quickly. So it's sort of a self-fulfilling awareness prophecy.
12-year cast. I blame y'all for Henry McKenna.
Yeah, we love Henry McKenna.
No, Henry. It was getting hard to find Henry McKenna before we.
Yeah, and people were starting to realize what a great deal it was.
Yeah, olive oils and some tomato. Peated Westland. Is there a peated Westland? Do we have a peated Westland? Is there a peated Westland? Somebody said peated Westland.
We do have peated Westland.
Do a peated
and
Westland.
Stone has never hidden anything about what they're doing. Just so you know.
All right, peated Westland. We're doing some peated Westland. Monkey shoulder keeps disappearing. Craig F. Yeah, look, some people get monkey shoulder, some people don't. It's for a beginner whiskey. That's the context. That's the context. For a beginner who's trying to get into whiskey and get something that's not, just almost invisible. It's nice. It's a really nice whiskey.
You need a new glass?
Do we have a new glass?
Yeah, I washed a bunch of glasses.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite American malts.
Yeah.
The Westland Peated.
The Westland Peated.
They are just doing God's work up there.
Randall wants to know the Stillet whiskey. We did get the Stillet whiskey.
It's sitting on my desk.
It's in the queue.
It's been sitting on my desk, but we wanted to do it justice. And
no.
So it is here.
Have you tasted it?
No.
Good. That's kind of crappy pull.
Because Stillet asked us.
Stillet
asked us
I'm going in raw.
He asked us to do blind tasting comparisons and see if we could figure out what was what.
Yeah.
It's so good. All that coffee note. What's my favorite island scotch? Talisker.
No, there's not that many island scotches.
Aaron is a close second.
Aren't there just a handful of island scotches?
No, you got Highland Park is an island scotch.
Okay.
Scapa, Talisker, Ledgig, Tobermory, Aaron. It keeps going.
Okay.
There's a bunch, and they're all good. I remember when I got diverted on for announcing a Royal Brocklet. So I got a note.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's keep this in the tribe. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I got a note.
Super secret.
From a distillery, a certain little distillery that starts with an A and ends with RRAN.
You son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
And they said they would be willing to send us 1,000 gallons of new make Aaron.
Oh.
That we then age here in Texas or finish or do whatever we want with.
Yeah. Sounds, yes. How much?
I'm just saying it's about 1/4 to 1/5 of what the Royal Brocklet cost us.
Well, that's still a lot of money, but 1/4 to 1/5 of the Royal Brocklet is still a lot of money.
Let's just say we could fill if we filled our used barrels.
Yeah.
We could fill
we'll totally
24 barrels.
Totally do it. That'd be, yeah.
I'm just saying, how exciting is that?
No, like aged and finished in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
Yeah, so I think that needs to be a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah.
You said do the thing. Ed says
everyone's in.
Do it.
Everyone's in. It's Aaron time, my friends. And in honor of that, I'm Caleb. I'm going to get the, was it Caleb that said it? I'm going to get the Smuggler's Edition that I actually do have.
In honor of that, let's pull out an Aaron.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Smuggler's Edition.
Pull out okay. How do you smuggle, Daniel?
Oh, you know.
What's your smuggling technique?
Well, obviously it's not very good because I got photographic evidence.
You can't just. There's two people on Earth that have to be sticklers and exact down to the minute with Quarterly Challenge, and it's us. Actually, more so because by the time we're planning the shooting and whatnot, we're actually doing more than 7 days.
Okay, so I've got 2 Smuggler's Editions. Which one do you want to try?
The good one.
High Seas or Illicit Stills?
Just based on the name, High Seas sounds adventurous.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. There's this like, oh my dude, you gotta show the people. Look at this.
Come on, look at how cool is this shit?
It's cut. Look, it's cut out right in here. These are pages.
Yes.
What?
Come on. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So even if this is the worst whiskey I've ever had, based on the packaging,
You're in?
it's an amazing whiskey.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting us both new glasses.
Yes, new glasses. All right. For the sake of purchasing more whiskey, are you planning on opening more shots in the slots in the Patreon?
Yes.
Yes, we are. So, we're trying really hard within the next couple of weeks to open up Baron level, right?
And then to open up night level.
Open up Baron, then open up Night, because we're going to let the Patreon know first. We're not going to say, hey, everybody.
When we do it, we'll tell anybody who wants to get a chance to change, you'll get a chance.
So everybody's a Patreon, they're going to get a heads up that these various levels are open. And, to the extent that we can open up, it's only going to be to a level that we know we're going to be able to deliver whiskey, even when sideways weird things happen. Like, oh my gosh, we opened up this barrel and it's 20% empty.
Smell that.
To be able to fulfill that,
we could source this shit.
Isn't that good? That's really cool.
So I will tell you another thing that might make you guys.
Is there an age statement on it?
No. Here's something that might make you guys kind of excited. If it does me.
Wow.
Wow. Deb and I made our first attempt at a heavily peated whiskey.
Okay.
We didn't tell anybody because currently all we have left is about half of a bottle. So it was heavily peated Baird's Scottish malt.
Yeah.
I distilled half of it. Deb distilled half of it. We moved it into a used 5-liter barrel, which is tiny, right? It's like 1.33 gallons. And it's been sitting in there for 8 months. And it tastes like Aaron.
Okay.
I'm not joking. I've A-B'd it for a bunch of people.
So
it tastes like Aaron.
This goes, for me, very, very definitive phases. Salty to fruity to nutty.
Yeah.
Salty, then it's fruity, then it's nutty. And every one of those is really nice. That's really nice.
That's so good. and I will tell you, it doesn't taste like this. It tastes like Aaron, like the classic Aaron, which is not La Cranza.
What tower was it in Wisconsin that gave Roy the inspiration for the Wizards?
I don't know if it was Wisconsin. So it was a photograph, or not a photograph. It was a picture that Roy found that was a black sky with stars and the edge of a parapet and someone looking up at the stars. And he found this photo somewhere or graphic somewhere, and that's what started the dream. Aaron 10. The stuff we made tastes like Aaron 10. And by the way, it was a barrel that had been used to turn moonshine into bourbon. So it was a used barrel.
Yeah.
And the evaporation loss took it in 8 months from 1.5 gallons to half of a bottle. Which is why no one gets to try it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just get like better sealed barrels?
Yeah.
Can we wrap them in saran wrap?
Yeah, then you don't get the breathing of the barrel. Yeah.
I don't want that much breathing. I should breathe less breathing.
So, Steve A., if you want to get your palate towards appreciating an expensive Port Ellen, which is a peated whiskey, where should I start?
Wait, Keith Jones, you filthy animal. It's salty fruit that ends in a nut.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Totally.
Go ahead.
It's really good. The answer is start with, if you don't know Isla or smoke, start with Bunnahabhain.
Yeah.
And then move to Bamor, was it small batch? Because it's a mildly peated feeling.
Right.
Then keep going.
Okay. So we need the tribe to make one of those book boxes
I know. Hey, I'm working on fancy packaging for our 250 milliliter series of the Cotton Barrel Alliance.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And then we can take that and we can adjust it however we need to.
Yeah. We got the Kyle Brucker thought the tour lady said Brewers or Plumbers Tower or something was 9 years before he broke ground. Plumbers? I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never taken the tour. Have you taken the tour? I've just been here, man. I was in my office whenever they were.
You were probably with Monica because Monica's one of the Wizard of Ed's partners, and she knows a lot.
So, I had my studio down, the hill ways. Whenever they were gouging out the canyon, it's a production studio. For months, there's just this giant, huge rock saw chewing through rock as I'm trying to shoot. Yeah, it was rough.
So, Burley, just send it however you would normally send anything.
Okay, we got this dear Rex. Daniel, hope you enjoy the Minnesota Rise I left last weekend when you eventually get down to the list. Minnesota Rise, yeah. Looking forward to that. The Rise scene, and we said this in a Vault episode.
Yeah.
In my first forays into whiskey, I was really not finding any rye.
Yeah, but now
I'm finding rye.
There's a handful.
Yeah, there's more than a handful.
So
I'm going into rye.
Have you been down in the dining room recently?
No,
Have you seen the bottom shelf in the dining room? I took all the whiskey that was donated at the grand opening, and we had nowhere to put it, and so we had to move it to the dining room of the tower and fill up one of the shelves in the dining room, and it's 160 something bottles of whiskey. Oh, you guys are amazing. It's insane. So that's how far behind we are going to be in reviewing whiskey, which is why we are trying to turn whiskey donations towards
meetups. So, there's a lot of people out there, we get that don't really want to go out and actually go to a venue and hang out with people. They want to sit home and do the screen thing. That's fun. There's a lot of Magnificent Bastards. They want to get out and about and hang out with each other and share some stories and share some whiskeys. So turning that generosity in the community towards each other, and people are bringing things to share as a group, and official Whiskey Tribe meetups where we have ceremonies and ridiculous stuff and good times all the way around. We're working on making that not just like a one and done thing that's fun, because that's really, really easy. But if it's something that happens monthly, something that you look forward to, there's a lot that goes into that kind of experience to make it an ongoing effort and something it's not, that was fun once. I don't want to really go back. You want to look forward to going back.
So, sorry, I was texting, but my wife is trying to find the live stream.
Oh.
So I had to let her know.
Is she in the Patreon?
I had to let her know it was on Discus. Yes, she is, actually. She's only a $4 level, though.
The reason why it's a $7 level, we needed something to differentiate
Oliver,
the various levels.
If no one lives in your state for a meetup,
right,
then start a meetup with people who do live in your state. And then we figure it out from there.
No, there's going to be like website and assets and materials and step-by-step things that you should do if you want to host something, or even here's what happens whenever you're going to attend something, so people aren't going in blind wondering what's going to happen. And there's a few MBs that I'm talking to, because they've already just done private messages with people that are in the community that they get to hang out with. That's always been fun. If you want to private message individuals,
if you want to hang out together, do whatever the hell you want.
Right, but official Whiskey Tribe meetups that are open to people in the local areas, like we got to have parameters around that. I've been talking to them, and they have some good insights.
Yes,
so
that's true. Yeah. So Jimmy has about room for about 60 more bottles if we want to send some to store.
I didn't realize Jimmy was on Team Nerd. Jimmy's like, no.
Why, God? Someone said Abalor, and now I'm in the mood for a sherried whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Sure. You are. Did you eat breakfast?
Mm-mm.
Really?
That's why I keep setting glasses aside. Oh, and by the way, Teresa, Canadian whiskey smith.
Yeah.
She got a lot of ball busting for the fact that we don't. Our whole whiskey donation day for Canadian whiskey was all shitty Canadian whiskey.
Right.
In her defense, you guys,
Right.
she sent us a bunch of really nice whiskey as well, and a
Did
giant bag.
Wait, why did you give me the shit stuff?
Because I'm saving the giant bag of really good small sample size stuff
right.
for us. But there's not enough of it to do full reviews.
So I'll review.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that may be part of Rex Month. You get to watch me review nice whiskeys.
All right, let's do.
And you have to redo your quarterly challenge that you failed. So just sit there.
Abalur Double Cask 16.
Todd James wants to see a side-by-side Ardbeg Tandler versus Lafroig tin. And
To me, the Lafroig is brighter and shinier, and almost fresh, and the Ardbeg is dense.
so you did recently decide
Dark.
in the best whiskeys for a Whiskey and Coke episode
Mm,
that you liked Ardbeg and Coke
I really did.
better than Lafroig and Coke
I did.
for a Smoky Coke.
Yeah, first Smoky Coke.
Oh, that's interesting. I was surprised at how, like, we got shit on a little bit. We knew that going in. Like, the
Mhm.
moment I was like, oh, there's going to be a Whiskey and Coke episode. There's going to be some haters. I was surprised at how few actually showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, it got tons of views.
Well, Christina thinks that Ardbeg is better.
Christina.
What?
What?
That's shocking.
What? That's crazy
It's
talk.
like we don't even know each other.
Zerpoli? Zerpoli thinks
My
Ardbeg is a
God.
good whiskey.
That's
Whoa.
it. Live stream over.
The world makes no sense, Daniel. The world makes no sense. All right. Hey.
Wait.
What?
You're enjoying the 58 at the Fang and Feather right now.
What?
Watching the live stream?
What?
Let's go say hi.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I would if we could get a signal all the way down there.
I know.
So we lose it. All right.
And we would. No, actually, because we tie the internet together on the campus, we might be able to keep up.
Between here and the canyon,
Yeah.
this is gonna drop.
It'll drop.
It'll
It might drop.
You want to try?
Let's try it at the very end.
At the very end.
Let's see if we can make it all the way down to the Fang and Feather.
All right. It's probably gonna cut out, but at the very end, we'll go wandering around.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Fair enough.
All right.
All right. Did we do? I saw somebody got their challenge. Oh, yes, challenge coins. Glad you got it. We are getting more stock in.
Yeah, we are. We just reordered all the coins.
And well, other
It's
merch
gonna be
too.
okay.
Other merch too, because it sold. I always feel like a dick whenever we mention merch,
I know,
and
but
then it sells out.
the thing is, this froze for a second. The thing is, as a small business, at the end of the year, if you have a shit ton of merch in stock, you owe a shit ton in taxes. But if you don't, you're fine.
Ooh, I got
And so we only
raisins.
order as we sell out.
Yeah.
In order, because we're babies here. We're baby business owners here, at least with the distillery.
So, in regards to the Patreon, monstrous Patreon, huge Patreon, in terms of the numbers that actual businesses they're throwing around month to month, it's like, well, we have a fantastic community and a really strong foothold.
But when we go meet with fulfillers,
Right.
they're like,
It's like, how much you want to order on an
It's too
ongoing
small.
basis? It's too small.
Not too
And
small.
honestly, from our perspective, one of the worst things we could do is go all in on a particular piece of merch that people aren't excited about. That's sitting on the shelf, tying up the money that we could be putting into Whiskey Quest stuff, like the Royal Brockla. In a million years, if there was a piece of merch that we floated that didn't do well, we would not be able to have done the Royal Brockla.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So now I do want to do a large bulk purchase of Crowded Barrel shirts because a lot of people saw them at the grand opening and they all wanted one.
Okay.
So we will work on that. That'll be maybe the only shirt that we stock, simply because
Just continue.
it's a continually ongoing. It's an ongoing brand. So
Fair
we'll
enough.
work on that. And if I have anything to say about it, it's going to be a black V-neck T-shirt.
Oh, surprised. That's almost as surprising as the Zerpoli liking Ardbeg. You liking black t-shirts. Somebody was asking, what's the next Whiskey Quest we expect to have ready next?
Well, I mean, the Aaron is one possible one.
Well, the Aaron's new make, though, right?
Mhm.
New make. So the
The
Royal.
I got one. So Crowded Barrel Alliance is our line where we feature other distilleries.
Wait, are we talking about this?
Not the festival.
No.
No.
So we're talking about the Alliance.
Yeah.
So do they know about the Alliance? Do you know about the Alliance?
They don't know about the
You don't know about the alliance. We're going to tell you about the Crowded Barrel Alliance. What's the Crowded Barrel Alliance?
So we decided that we wanted to, as a part of promoting all-around magnificent whiskey culture.
Yeah.
There's, from our purview in the vault, there's all these amazing craft distilleries that we really love and we think more people should know about.
Yeah.
So we are going to be reaching out to those distilleries, sourcing single barrels from those distilleries and bottling them at Crowded Barrel in small bottles at cask strength. Right?
Yeah.
So that everybody gets to hear, and we're going to be promoting their brand. So it's going to be Crowded Barrel Alliance, and then the brand of the distillery that we're featuring.
Right.
Now, you can't just feature something from a distillery that you could just get any day.
Right.
That's not fun.
This is where I drew a really strong, like, dude, we can't just rebrand somebody's thing because they want to sell it to our people.
No. But as a distillery owner, what you learn is when you have a warehouse full of barrels, you always have a few barrels that went so off track that they will ruin a blend for your current brand line.
So by ruin, you
take it the wrong direction.
It's a nice whiskey. It's an interesting whiskey, but in terms of continuity of what people are expecting in the bottle,
it won't work for a blend.
Your spectrum of flavors is right here.
Yeah.
And that thing, if this is a circle, that thing is like over here. There's just a single line. There's one barrel and this diagram of potential flavors coming out of the whiskey.
Yes.
So that's the weird barrel we want.
And now it's the weird barrel.
It's unique. It's
that
good.
They love.
Yes.
But they can't use.
Yes, and it's really like it crushes their spirit.
It's like, how come no one gets to try this? And so our first one is Wyoming.
And all distilleries have these barrels.
Yes, they really do.
Yeah.
So our first one is Wyoming whiskey. We're going to bottle that barrel we got from them. It's a 5-year-old Wyoming whiskey. We're going to bottle it at cask strength. Right. We already got permission from Sam and the head distiller and David, one of the owners, that we can just simply release it at cask and call it done. The second one is probably going to be Iron Root Republic in North Texas.
People
who's making a corn whiskey.
Loved Iron Root.
Yes.
At the
opening
launch party.
Yes.
I kept talking to people. What did you like?
Yeah.
Like it was more than half.
Like, oh yeah,
Iron Root was the surprise. Like, people love Balcones, the things that they've heard of before.
Yes.
Iron Root was the surprise hit for so many people.
Yep. Yeah. So we're going to probably go drive up to Iron Root, hang out with Jonathan and Robert, and pick a couple of barrels or one barrel, and we'll bring it back to Crowded Barrel, and then we'll just release it as a cask strength release, and it will always be announced to the Patreon first.
Right. Of course. Patreon first. Now, in terms of Crowded Barrel sourcing from various distilleries, and then we do some votes on what things are happening. Still doing all of that. But the alliance is, hey, basically give us the weird barrels that are amazing that doesn't fit within your product line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how fun is that?
Yeah. Super
fun. And this is from the Wyoming. We already have the barrel. It's sitting in our distillery right now.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to jump. That's going to be the next one.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
Wyoming Crowded Barrel. The only thing we're waiting on now is finishing the packaging design. So we'll probably bottle it before we finish the packaging just to get it out of that barrel.
Sure.
Yeah. I will tell you, the barrel comes from before they just sold. They just sold an investment interest in Wyoming. And our barrel we got from them before that happened, it probably wouldn't have worked if we had waited until after.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So what are the chances of us being able to go back and get another Wyoming?
I don't know yet. Yeah.
There's a lot of distilleries. Wyoming's great. There's a lot of distilleries.
And by the way, we condensed VY's brand into Crowded Barrel because we decided we don't have the emotional energy to develop two completely different brands.
Well, and also, let's just market confusion. For us to be able to get wholeheartedly behind a thing, as opposed to, well, we got this brand doing this thing and this brand doing this. We already got 2 freaking YouTube channels. By the way, again, I haven't talked to Daniel about this. As we do, we have these potentially loaded conversations on camera. By the way, I know we voted for the tasting room to be called the Fang and Feather.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing nod to the bear spirit and the eagle spirit.
Right.
But how would you feel if it was Crowded Barrel? Because the sign on the road, Crowded Barrel up here, You come into the
So you're
property.
saying we go and pull down the Fang and Feather sign?
I say we call the Barrel Warehouse the Fang and Feather.
Okay, we move it to the back.
The Barrel Warehouse is the Fang and Feather. Oh, we haven't given people a tour of the new Barrel Warehouse. I don't think we gave people. We did like a lens. We did a lens. We haven't done a tour. So the Barrel Warehouse.
So we commissioned a new sign that says Crowded Barrel Whiskey Company.
Yes, for the sake of just keeping people on the same page of where things are. It's like, what's your distillery name? Crowded Barrel. So go to Fang and Feather.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm in on that.
You're in on that? Okay.
I'm in on that.
Cheers.
So I will tell you that we had the VY sign up on the highway.
Yeah.
For like 6 months.
Yeah.
And no one stopped by.
Yeah.
We put the Crowded Barrel Whiskey sign up.
Yeah.
And about, no joke, about half the people coming into the tasting room, I say, what brought you here? And they're like, oh, we saw this sign that said Crowded Barrel Whiskey, and that sounded really interesting.
Right.
That never happened when it said VY's Whiskey Company. So Crowded Barrel is just a better name.
It's a better name, and the Fang and Feather. Honestly, if the Fang and Feather was the distiller name,
I get that the Fang and Feather is an amazing pub name.
It's a great pub.
Amazing
pub name, but people are turning in.
But we're talking about branding.
Crowded.
You follow all the signs. Every sign you see says Crowded Barrel, and then you pull in, and all you see is Fang and Feather, and you're like, well, where's Crowded Barrel?
Yeah, honestly, so in terms, Michael Herkus, I prefer Fang and Feather too. But in order for people to show up who aren't as indoctrinated into this culture, see what I did?
Yeah.
Culture.
Yeah. Nice try. You almost solved the is it not a cult? Come back. Yeah.
Culture. It's confusing for a lot of people.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So Crowded. Now, I did have one conversation with you about this. The Crowded Barrel logo, it says ring, right? It says Crowded Barrel Whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
So inside,
I like this idea.
Inside the ring, we got the bear spirit and the eagle spirit. They're doing some like yin and yang stuff in there.
Right.
Inside the ring, though, for the various releases, the expressions, the Alliance series, if we treated the name Crowded Barrel Whiskey Company as the logo, and then inside the ring, that can be changed and updated to go with whatever happens to be released.
I like that idea. Yeah. All right, I
have nothing but good ideas.
I'm gonna grab the Lafroig lore if I can find it to finish our stream.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? Oh, I have a date with my wife in 7 minutes. Let's still walk down though. She'll understand.
Uh-oh.
Can you not find it?
We might have sold out of the lore. You know what that means?
It's probably in your office, you sketchy.
Probably. You know what that means? It's time for Ardbeg Dark Cove.
Fair enough.
All right, we are going to take a walk with Ardbeg Dark Cove. It'll take us some time to walk down to the distillery, and we'll say goodbye from there.
Yeah. Well,
assuming
we may or may not.
Now, if we lose you,
cheers.
I'm just saying. I love you guys.
Thank you for being here.
No, you are awesome. Every time someone walks in the tasting room and I'm bartending, I always say, welcome to your distillery, because this would not exist without this whole grand adventure. Would not exist without this amazing community. So
absolutely.
Hell yes.
Yeah. And it's so much, it's just fun, man.
Yes.
It's fun. It's cheers.
Cheers. All right. You ready? Let's take a walk.
Well, first I got to savor. Savor the Ardbeg. Okay, that's a good savor. Now, I'm going to combine all my whiskeys.
Christina, don't look. Don't look.
Oh, she likes Ardbeg?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't aware. I didn't know that.
It's shocking.
Shocking. All right, so I think there's a thing in YouTube. I'm taking my power cord. I'm going to take the laptop. I think there's a thing in YouTube that if you lose connection,
you can just reconnect.
But you don't end the stream, then whenever you get Wi-Fi again, it'll just pick up right where it left off. So if we lose connection, give it like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. You guys hang out in the chat, 3 or 4 minutes. And if we're not back in 3 or 4 minutes to get down there, then cheers.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to scoot down.
Wait, I'm going to get my backpack down.
Wait, I got to hold the laptop. Can you take my
You're not going to scoot down.
I'm going to scoot.
Okay, then I'll take the whiskey.
Time is of the essence.
I will totally hold your whiskey for you, Rex.
Son of a bitch. I know how much is in there. I know. I can see it. Okay. Field trip. Oh, yeah. We're in the towers. Towers.
Don't go to the
Downstairs.
basement. You'll definitely lose.
I don't want to go to the basement. All right. I really think it's going to drop. But hopefully, I'll see you guys in a few.
Oh, it's windy.
Let's go. You still have it?
Still good.
I think so.
If you cut through the woods,
I can't get a scooter through the woods.
then don't scoot.
Dude, I have to scoot. I don't want to get winded.
I can't wait for you to show them. Still have a shattered laptop.
No. Are you kidding me?
All right.
Oh, amazingly,
I'll see you on the other
I
side.
defeated you in that race. That race of speed and finesse. Okay, I think you still have it. Hey, David. You want to say hey? The David. All right, guys. See how far we go.
Good?